How is everyone doing? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lines TV. Welcome to the match preview of our upcoming game tomorrow against Brighton in the Premier League. Of course, with how I did my match previews, I start off by giving my thoughts and opinions on the press conference, and recently with SARRI, things have been very interesting, so definitely stay tuned for that. Afterwards, I give my thoughts on the predicted lineup for the game, and let's be fair, I've been doing a pretty bad job. I haven't been getting it right too much, but I'm hoping this time that I'm going to be quite accurate. And of course, to end the video, I talk about the tactics for the upcoming game as well. But if you guys like today's video, smash that like button. Help me get more than 750 likes for today's video. And don't forget to press the bell notification button either to stay tuned to all things Blue Lines TV. Now, starting with the press conference, and SARRI did confirm that Marcos Alonso won't be playing tomorrow because he is injured, so this means that Emerson will most definitely be playing. SARRI further reiterated the point that it was right to rest Kante and Hazard, which makes a lot of sense. To be honest, I don't know why people were so critical about that decision. Let's not forget that they're footballers, they're humans, they're not robots. When SARRI was questioned about the recent fan dissent towards him, he said that he didn't like it, but at the same time it didn't affect him. And he pointed out the fact that we have won 33 games, and let's be fair, it's quite obvious that we haven't been drawing too many games. We're either winning or losing. There is no in between for this season. SARRI was asked if the criticism he was facing was fair from the fans, and SARRI found it quite hard to answer. SARRI said he didn't know and that the season did start well, but maybe the start of the season was too easy and maybe people overestimated the task at hand. And let's be serious for a second. Has SARRI ever come out to state that he was completely satisfied from how he was seeing the team develop under his system? There's not been one point this season where he's spoken about being very pleased or really feeling confident that players really understand what they need to do. But moving on to further questions, of course, he was asked about Callum again, and SARRI confirmed that he will be starting in either one of the next two games. And he also made the comment that when he first was training Callum Hudson-Odoi, in about the first 4 to 5 training sessions, he realised that he had a player with massive potential, but he felt that he wasn't ready for the first team at the time. But now he feels that Callum has developed a lot more and that he's confident to use him if he needs to. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. If at the start of the season we were told that Hudson-Odoi was going to have a development plan, would fans be as frustrated as they are now? And I'm going to continue to play devil's advocate even more, but I remember times where people used to say that, Chelsea were overrated, and people would make the point that you have to earn your place in the team. Now, if you apply that to SARRI's use of Hudson-Odoi, is SARRI not doing everything that fans have been speaking about for a while now? But the one answer that stood out for me the most was when SARRI was asked about the youth at his disposal, and SARRI commented that he has a lot of good young players, and if they improve, the team improves. Now that stands out a lot because me and quite a lot of us, to be fair, have been questioning the lineup selections time and time again, and most of our suggestions have been the younger players, and I made the point that if you use these younger guys, not only will they get to grasp the system even more, but they can develop and improve even more. And let's not forget too that these young guys complement playing a possession style of football. Most of these guys we have just don't. I mean, the guys that came to the academy have been playing this style of football forever now. So if he knows that the team will improve, what's the hindrance in using them then? Like, is he waiting for some first team players to leave first? Is he under so much pressure that he doesn't want to take the risk? I personally feel like it's a big statement to say that obviously if these guys improve, the overall team improves. And I think a good way to get them to that stage even faster would be to play them more. But just a quick plug, of course, I released a 5 talking points video for that game against Cardiff. I definitely break down and delve into a lot of things, so I suggest that you guys do give it a watch if you want to get, further insight and context into what's happening right now. And for the last point, I found it interesting as well, and SARRI was talking about the character in the team. Now, we know a lot of times that he's constantly talking about the lack of mentality in crucial moments, and he praised the character of the team to obviously get us that win. But something I've been saying for a while, is it really a surprise? Football is a team game, it's a collective. We've got guys that help improve the team when they play. Is it really a surprise that that's going to galvanise the players on the pitch? Of course not, because when the good guys come on, the guys that make things happen, you make the other players' lives much easier. Let's say, for example, you're Alonso If Hazard's not playing, what's your options really? You know, if Giroud's not up front, you know that you can't smack the ball to him for him to hold it up. Are you going to pass it to Barkley, knowing that he might lose it? Of course not. But it's no surprise that when Ruben came on and Hazard came on, things happened. They demanded the ball. Our play became better and faster. And it's common sense. And it really just further emphasizes the point that the lineup has to be on point. The lineup has to be correct. And I keep saying, let's have our best players playing more together. It's criminal the lack of games that Ruben, Hazard, Hudson-Odoi, even Higuain have all played together in the same team. It's barely happened, and that's one thing that I've been hoping to see in SARRI for a long time now. Now, moving on to the lineup, as you guys can see on my left-hand side, obviously Emerson is going to be starting in that game because Alonso won't be available. Now, is Hudson-Odoi going to play? A part of me was initially thinking, well, if Callum was going to play, why wouldn't SARRI just announce the fact that he's going to start tomorrow? But then, obviously, I used my brain and I realised, obviously, managers aren't going to give away anyone playing in the lineup. Because if you do that, obviously, you give an advantage to the opposition because they can better plan around certain players if they know what the lineup's going to be. But a part of me feels like, finally, we should be seeing Callum Hudson-Odoi. It makes sense. Nighttime at Stamford Bridge, playing in front of the fans. You know, the way that SARRI's so cautious with Hudson-Odoi, I wouldn't be surprised if he's thinking, you know, to give this kid a real confidence boost, let me use him in front of the home crowds tomorrow. Obviously, Hazard's going to play. Now, when it comes to the striker situation, I do sympathise with Higuain. I don't feel like he's got enough service as he needs, but Giroud has been on point, and obviously his introduction did help things a lot more. But is SARRI going to pick Giroud? I'm not too sure. And I'm not too sure, even though SARRI made the point that Higuain is struggling a bit physically, dealing with this league. Obviously, he hasn't really had too much time to really get used to things. Giroud has the advantage. And of course, if you've got him playing with guys like Hazard and Ruben and Hudson-Odoi, there could be a lot of goals in the game tomorrow. Of course, when I did this video, I have to pick the lineup I think SARRI is going to use, not what I would use. So I have gone with Higuain. Of course, Kante is going to be back as well. But I think that SARRI might rotate. And I think maybe either one of Rudiger or Luiz might get rotated out. I've gone for Rudiger in this video. And obviously, I think Ruben, I mean, the guy got a goal, saved SARRI's skin. Don't see how you can't use him. Honestly, I think, surely by now he's fit enough. Is he not? I mean, by now, it's been a while now. He's had a very positive impact. Listen, he doesn't have to finish the game. Let him start and then sub him off for like, you know, the 60th minute. I'd rather see that, to be honest. Now, moving on to the tactics. And let's be serious, we're not going to get any surprises from Brighton. Now, we know that teams have a blueprint against us. Blame Derby, blame Morris, blame Lampard for that, as I'm always saying. But we know what the blueprint is. Teams are going to set up with deep defensive blocks. They're going to man-mark Jorginho. They're going to try and make us funnel our passes out wide, knowing that, number one, we're further away from their goal. Number two, it means that we play in front of their defence. And obviously, number three, we're more susceptible to losing the ball down the flanks. And when we do that, we get countered in the spaces behind our fullbacks time and time again. And once that happens, it means our defenders have to leave their positions, go out wide. And we know that other than Christensen, maybe Luiz and Rudiger aren't Kante's when it comes to one-on-one defending. Of course, Brighton, they got some decent technical players. I'm not going to lie, Proper is not too bad. Nokia, pretty decent as well. He can score a banger out from nothing. They signed the Iranian guy from AZ Alkmaar and Basuma from Lille, a guy that can carry the ball, very good in tight spaces as well. You know, they can cause things, but for me, Brighton's weakness has always been that their offensive players aren't that great defending off the ball, meaning that a lot of times they do have their fullbacks isolated out wide, meaning that their midfielders have to leave their position to move on. I can see why they're probably going to use a 4-5-1 against us tomorrow to try and keep those numbers in midfield, to not obviously, you know, give those spaces between the lines open. But how effectively are they going to do that? How quickly will their wingers get back in position? I'm not too confident about that. And I feel like we can get a win against Brighton tomorrow. Now, for me, a big factor is going to be the lineup. I think one positive immediately is that Alonso's not going to be playing. So, you know, thank you for that. Emerson coming in, playing alongside Hazard. We haven't been seeing that enough, which is frustrating. Hopefully they do bits tomorrow. Hopefully Ruben plays alongside them. Hazard, Ruben and Emerson. And this has always baffled me, because we know with SARRI and Napoli, we know the left-hand side is the most important side. So how can you expect this system to work when you've got guys like Alonso, Barkley or Cover down the left-hand side with Eden? I mean, it's not. Is it any surprise why we get counted on the flank so much? I mean, it's not. Again, if you guys want to hear more of my thoughts and opinions, make sure you watch that 5 talking points video. I break down a lot. I go into a lot of context and insight. I know you'll definitely like it. But for me, I just want to see a nice aggressive start. If SARRI wants to see a boost in character, I think starting the good technical players will make a big difference, because as I keep stressing, it makes their lives easier for the less technical players. And I think we can cause Brighton a lot of issues. They're going to be surprised by the speed in our play with an Emerson, Ruben and Hazard. And what I love about Hazard and Ruben together is that Hazard drifts even more. And that's what you want Hazard to do. You want him to probe and find the areas to really stretch your position defenses even more. And Hazard can do that because Ruben can occupy the left-hand side by himself, link up with the fullback himself. It's such a shame that we haven't seen these two play more and regularly together. I think our season might be pretty different. But you guys, end this video, I am going to go for a score prediction of 3-0. I think that we are going to get goals tomorrow. I feel it coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.